I done met Mrs. Blunt. I know what she about, right? She old school. She fire and brimstone. Ain't but one way but her way. You met my daddy. It's live or die. What you gonna do?
It's the time they grew up in.
Exactly.
But that's on us. That's on us, though.
Not necessarily.
Attention, Dan.
Well, you gotta think of. We can't
First
shield our
house.
kids from everything. How you in this first house?
Man, I'm busting over here, cuz.
But you say Ronnie ain't shielded, but what is it? Train up a child.
Yeah.
Hey, train him up.
Look, let's just look around the room. Hold on.
Give me. Hold on.
How you gonna skip?
Give me with wings. What do you always say?
Okay, all right.
With wings.
Second house.
That's why on my coattail. Big time.
But here's the other thing. I'm 57. I've never had to pull a gun on anybody. A gun's never been pulled on me.
Wow, you're lucky.
We change the subject when
That
you get
ain't
over
no
here. I was about to say, change the subject when you come out here, bro.
Yeah.
Well, hey, look, I'm just speaking.
Bless you, bro. Bless you.
Tom, you. Oh, Lord.
Bless you.
Maybe I'm by myself.
And you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nah, it ain't nothing to be
man.
proud
Ain't nothing
of.
to be proud of.
You're blessed. I mean, you live right, but not.
No, I don't, because I don't think I live any different than anybody in this room.
When I say that you're blessed though, because to not have some of these types of things that happen to anyone and
Well, but look, I've been on the phone with Rob, and Rob knows it was in my mind, wasn't it, to do something stupid.
Well,
but I didn't do it.
I don't carry my gun now because of something that I did. And let me preface it by saying I'd do it again. I'm glad nothing happened, but I'd do it again. Where I almost
20.
took a life, man. And I ain't proud of that. Let me say that. I'm not proud of that.
But I still think, man, I go back to us as parents, man. I really do. And again, I'm really struggling with mental illness. That, you can do all the good that you want. And I just said, my mother is one of 10, right? One of 9. And her next oldest sister had 10 kids. They come from the same cloth, right? Got the same tail whoopings, got the same lessons and all of that. So it was in them. Auntie had 9 kids, 8 of them in the state penitentiary.
Wow.
8 of them out of the 9 in the state penitentiary.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? So where does that? I mean, they got the same training.
But I think it goes back to choice.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, life's about what?
You have to make choices.
Say, man.
Everybody don't make the same choices.
Let me break it down. Y'all sound old school right now. These streets right now, these youngers, they busting.
You know why? They have no respect
they
for
pulling up.
authority?
Well, no,
But
time out.
I wouldn't dispute.
No, I know, but time out. It's not going to compute.
Where did it start though? So how do we get from
no value?
Well,
no value of life.
Well, I'm not blaming the kids.
Who play?
It go all the way back to the government. It can always go back to black men being locked up. It can go back to black men being locked up, mom on welfare. Can't have a man in the house because the welfare gonna get cut off. It's a system. It's systematic, bro. So where are you going to get this knowledge to know right from wrong?
Through evolution over time.
Man, it's by design. Is what I'm telling you.
Well, I get it was by design, but we didn't just start. Not we. The government didn't just start locking brothers up. Now they were locking brothers up back when I was growing up.
As long as you can think back.
They've been doing it with a higher degree of efficiency now because it's profitable.
But there's no value in life anymore. I think the kids today are like, you know what? If I die, I might be a hero on the street.
It's on me.
I'm gonna have a mural.
Everybody wants to be a martyr. They don't mind being a martyr because they care about street cred and street respect more than they care about family respect.
Yeah, but they
Another platinum album by the Jacksons.
They had to get that.
Is that 25?
25.
They had to get that from somewhere.
That was the wrong play.
Yeah.
They had to get it from somewhere. They didn't just wake up and say,
I
you
think
know what?
society, man, if you just go back from where we all of us, I think Johnny over 50, right?
I'm 50.
Damn.
I just turned 50.
Welcome to the club.
Thank you.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, happy belated
Thank
birthday.
you. Thank you. What am I
But
getting?
if you look year over year, you ain't got to go decade over decade, just year over year.
Yeah.
What was we considered to be wrong is now considered right in terms of the thought process, thinking, lifestyle, all of this, right? So,
Go ahead.
Even and I'm not talking about, you know, homosexual and all that type of stuff.
No,
I'm just talking from a standpoint of when we grew up, you couldn't smoke no weed. Nah, it's okay.
Well, I don't know about that.
You can walk in the
Now that's a little bit different.
No. It was illegal back then.
Right.
It's illegal now.
It's illegal now, but
In
it's
Texas,
but
but you-
I said, it's okay.
But they smoking, yeah.
It's acceptable.
Well, the norms
different.
have shifted.
Yeah.
You could
Morals have
never
shifted.
you could never have called a black woman a bitch.
Let me say
Not
this.
at all.
With weed.
Let me say this though.
That's 15. That's what it means.
I have more conservative views than one would think. And conservatism isn't all bad. Now that don't mean I'm a Republican, because I'm not. But I'll say this, some of that shit, and this is how you talk about how did it start? Where does it go? Hey man, it starts in at 15 first. No, I'm sorry, excuse me. Do I want to do that?
Did it touch?
No.
It did.
Y'all gonna let him just do you like that, huh?
Stop it. What you gonna do? Beat me up?
It touched. Y'all some weak ass.
Oh, so it's like that there?
They weak.
Society. What do you see on
The man
TV?
calling us weak is sitting on the side because he lost.
Well, you'd have
don't
called me on. I'm
That
just
wouldn't
saying.
went down in me and Dan.
By
game.
me.
I know.
But Gene, you
I'll
was
put it
going
back down.
But
Yeah, what I was going to, man, was things have become so we're anesthetized to everything, and this is why when you talk about conservatism and things that we can't do no more. Give me what you got. I'll take that.
What?
10.
calling all them
15.
Jacksons and all that.
I start skipping that bar.
But as I was saying,
All I have was 5.
when you get to talk
Ronnie
about going back
Davis
to the
is
way,
in the league. Just to put that
How
out.
is Ronnie in the
hey,
league?
when they talk about going back to days of
25?
yesteryear, you know,
Gotta be by Nick.
Yeah, he
some
got
of
you
my
by
views
10.
are more conservative than they are liberal on some issue. Here's the thing. What's wrong with going back to respecting people again? Respecting your elders, doing the right things. That's what we used to do. So going back to some of the ways are not that bad.
No.
Now, when you look at things that we are anesthetized to, porn. It used to be they couldn't even sleep in a full bed. You had to have twin beds on Dick Van Dyke Show. Remember this, right? So things have progressed to the point where you're slowly being anesthetized to
design.
everything. And you said it earlier, and I've said it for years. This is not by accident. This is by design. They have allowed these things to happen to the detriment of who? The black person.
What do you see on TV?
10, Dad.
What imagery do you see on
Everything
television?
you see is negative.
What are
when
you listening
see-
to on the radio?
Every time you see somebody talking about social services, they show Martin Luther King Street in some metropolitan area.
Real talk.
Am I right or am I wrong? Yet you got kids in Kentucky and West Virginia who it was designed for after World War II, but you never see them show them with teeth missing out of their mouth, marrying their cousins and all this here. But what they show is the negative stereotype because it gets ingrained into one system, which is the majority that says everything that I see is negative.
All right. So
From a
as
black person.
black men, outside of our household, outside of those who are educated, how do we save the kids that's in the hood, the ones that's busting?
Stop being punk ass parents and address the elephant in the room.
How do we?
Even us, we've got to be good parents.
Those aren't our kids. How do we save them?
How do we save them?
Or are they just lost?
Because guess what? You know their mama, you know their cousin.
I don't know their mama.
Some of them are your cousins. Some of them are
That's
my
true.
cousins,
That's
or
true.
friends,
Yeah.
church members. So
true.
you do, and this is why it comes back to the respect factor. They have so little respect for authority and their elders. They're anesthetized to it. They don't care. You got a 16-year-old, you see the 3 16-year-olds who beat up the old man and killed him?
That's crazy.
How do you do that to somebody? That's if that was your uncle or your dad, these 3 kids, or they want to kill somebody. See, they want to kill somebody. Oh, that's Morgan, nigga. That's my family. How you? I'm a bust cap in the motherfucker's ass. All right, but that's somebody's uncle, father, brother, cousin too.
Yeah.
But you have no respect for them, and they look like you.
But gee, here's what's really crazy. I'm gonna throw the. You want the elephant? We are under a false belief that society looks at us different than they look at them.
They don't.
They don't. They don't. The fact that we live out here or we're in the suburbs, we're not viewed any differently than the people that, Johnny, you're saying are lost. But the problem is we can't reach those people that are lost because they're not going to listen to us.
So we don't try? What's going on?
I'm not saying you don't try.
I'm just asking.
But I think it go back to what G said, though. You know, we trying to go out in the streets and you can just look in your family. You know, just look within your immediate family. I'd say 1 or 2 levels away, you're going to get 1 or 2. And I think when we were talking about, you know, the pandemic and the vaccine, right? We know somebody within our family that didn't get it,
Didn't want to get the vaccine
or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, reach one, teach one. And they go back to us, man, that I'm so, you know, it's the heart of AAU right now. Heart of AAU basketball right now, right? I stopped coaching because there's a different kid today than it was when I was coming up. That, you know, you can't say nothing to no kid, more importantly, because of their parents. You know what I mean? You got to fight them. You see what I'm saying? Literally. That's why I love Rob. But nevertheless, you got to fight them as you go through on that. But when you talk about being able to reach one, man, you got to start within your house.
I agree.
Start within your house, in your family.
People you
and
can
then we
touch.
can go from people that you can touch.
Here's the thing. You know, when ships come in, man, they look for that beacon of light. You got to be there in your family, for
I
your
agree.
children, for your cousins, for your community, in some kind of way.
Right.
And, you know, it's like,
This mother.
you know, it's just like gang members to me, man. And, you know, I actually, I mean, I hate them, obviously, because they do so much damage to our community. Yet they talk about you on my turf and you on this. Well, what do you own? You own a 78 Impala with 24-inch rims on it. And you got 36 cents in the bank. See, our values are so
Understood.
messed up.
Understood.
Our values are screwed. Please, Domino Rob.
I'm sorry. I'm going to do it, G. Don't worry about that. That's a 2-0.
Oh, it's coming back.
10 pin.
To me?
10
This is
to
the way
palm.
I
Oh, look, Johnny tied up.
You go?
Nah, we were at the Ronnie play. He ain't got but one play. Going to let me out.
I got 2.
Oh, it's on Ronnie.
One of them going to let me out.
I don't know. We're going to see.
I know somebody better drop
I
off.
mean,
I'm going to let you out so you can dominate.
Yeah, so I can domino. So check. I mean, you know, as we didn't spit, you know, talking about the current events that's going on, you know, and I like how, Johnny, you put it in the atmosphere with regards to what can we do. Like I told you, don't let me out.
Yeah,
Give me a 10-piece. But I think, you know, as we talked about coming back off of Big Six, you know, we threw out things that we respectful for, we're reflecting, reach one, teach one. And I guess where we sit today, you know, I'm just, man, I try to do so much thought. Who can I help? You know what I mean? Because I think, you know, we bless and we're called to be a blessing to others. If that ain't nothing through our life experience is the biggest one. You know, I might not have $20 to give you, but I can give you some of these life lessons, some of these walls I done
But
ran
here's
into.
the thing. They don't want life lessons. They want cash. What you doing?
They want cash.
They want cash.
Hey, Domino.
You shuffle. Your man Domino, what you doing?
Very
How you eating?
Very
this-
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
But if it's life lessons, so I mean, I guess as we try to bring this one to a bow,
Yeah.
one thing to take away on the outro, Johnny, you know, what is it that, you know, you can give or your thought process in the midst of everything that's going on? Where you centered at, man? What's on your plate now?
First of all, man, I'm just thankful, and I canceled some meetings to be here. People out of town to be here because everybody in my life within our age group ain't here. That was here last
Real
year,
talk,
so
man.
I wanted to be here. And in terms of centering myself, it takes that village because we talk about everything that go on in the world. I've had some personal struggles this year, transitioning back, blah blah blah. It's been a job. It's been a lot, but without the village to go talk to or get these calls, you know what I'm saying? Just checking on you, but you feel me? We go through things to build that fortitude to be able to help others. Exactly what you just said. So where I'm at right now, straight gratitude, bro. Like straight 100% gratitude. I'm grateful right now. That's where I'm at.
Good. So Ronnie, where you at, man? We're gonna just wrap it up. Where you at? What you laboring on, man, as we We didn't have this review. Where you at? What's on your mind?
ask him
How
that.
you centered?
Don't ask him that.
I'm asking, man. People want to know, Ronnie. As we bring this to a bow, where you at? Where you centered
This
at?
man got to live tomorrow. Don't ask him that.
That's funny.
I'll answer it. I'll answer it this way.
PG, bro.
PG first.
I was listening to Magic 102 on the way over here. And one of my favorite comedians, Ali Sadiq, was on there. And he was talking about what happened up in Florida. Because he just did a show in Detroit. My cousin called me and told me she saw him up there. And he was pretty much talking about the ignorance of the people. Because they didn't use their power to vote. That could have changed what happened up there with the whole bad pipes water issue, right? And he went on a tirade, I'll call it that. Show play.
No, it's on you, sir.
Oh, my bad. He went on a tirade, and one of the things he said was, and it had me thinking, we prepare to go to work. We prepare for what's coming up that day. We do all this preparation, but we don't prepare our...
I played 2-1.
Okay, so it might be on. I
Yeah.
got 7.
It's on you.
Yeah, it's on you.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead. You prepare.
We don't prepare ourselves or our family for death. We talk about everything else. The church don't prepare you for death. They don't prepare you for... Oh, wow. They don't prepare you for... they don't prepare you to vote. They don't talk about that unless it's the politician that you really prefer. Only time you see the politicians when they come in the church. When they run.
Election.
When it's election cycle, right?
Right.
Which, oh wow. Okay, what we doing?
It might be an hour, but he's gonna get it out.
Which caused me to think, have I prepared my children
15.
for when I leave here? Is my future engraved? Do they have a path forward of what to do?
Great question.
Is my grandson and my peers after him or her, are they ready? I haven't done a good job of that, preparing them for later on down the road, excuse me. We talk about the future. You know, I'm paying tuition. Okay, baby, you need this, son, you need this with him, yada, yada, yada. But are they, what it look like after I'm gone? Right. If I'm the one who's holding it all together, right? For my family. Can't see nobody else's family. Who's gonna step in the gap? Or who's ready to take on the mantle that comes with it?
I get that.
And if so, can they even do that? Are they even built to do that?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so it's that's what I've been thinking about when I was driving over here. I'm just throwing it out there.
All right, G. You know, been a heck of a year, man. A lot of things we got. What you centered on? What you stewing on, man?
Bro, I got so much, like everyone else, man. I mean, I'm no different. But I got some major things, man, that have really happened this year. But my thought process is gratefulness. That he brought me thus far, and we know his word is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He's not gonna leave me. But in your flesh, boy, you have those days where you're not so sure about, and not that you doubt God, but my mother used to always say, fear is a lack of faith in the flesh. See, that's the second part of that, in the flesh. But in the spirit, fear is not a lack of faith because it's a misnomer. So for me, man, I have tried to be strong. I try to be diligent in this process. And with girls, you hit on something about, are you preparing them for when I'm gone? Well, that's what I've been trying to do. And I keep telling my daughters, I'm trying to give y'all an opportunity, a chance at this thing. My wife, I used to do everything.
Come on.
Every bill I paid, every cent, whatever. So one day, I got sick, and it dawned on me, what if I died? She ain't gonna be able to handle this. So now, I don't make her, but She pays the bills. She do whatever she wants to do. I don't censor her in any way financially. Just don't let me come home and my lights are turned off. Okay? That's my only caveat. If you need something,
did you say it like that?
I'll let your boy and I'll move something around.
Yeah.
Did you say it like that?
Oh, exactly like that. You know me. I said, and I'll say it again. My only thing is this. I need you to be prepared so that if I'm gone,
Come on, y'all.
can you hold up the fort?
That's real spit.
That's real talk for me. So I try to do that, man, prepare as best I can with what I got. And I let shit fall where they may, because God, you know, he brought me thus far. And that's all I can do at that point. So that's where I'm at.
Tom, on you.
15.
Man, shoot, this really already been said. You know, I had a milestone birthday this year, so I think about
How old are you, Tom?
60.
Oh, that's what
Old-
he said.
old
That's what he
ass.
said.
Oh, look at you.
Good stuff, Tom.
We in the same. We in the
Looking
same
good.
class.
Looking good, Tom.
I know that.
We in the same class.
Looking good,
But
Tom.
you know, it certainly it makes you think about all kind of stuff. You know, what I mean, just like whether or not you prepared, you know, financially, and I feel like I am. But it's just been like a year of transition. I kind of want my biggest hero would be my dad. My dad's always he's been a solid guy. But my dad retired at 55, you know, and I'm thinking like, okay, damn, did I not do something right? You know, but I made more money than my dad ever made, you know. I got more money set aside
I can't take
than
no
I think my
chances.
parents ever made.
I can't take no
However, my parents live well beneath their means, you know, and you know, we do
I can't take no chance. Give
we
me
do
15.
all the
No, I'm lying. Give me 20.
We-
I miss current.
we do all the big vacations and stuff like that. But that's still, you know, I guess my biggest concern has just been transition. So I took another job, you know, but what I pray about most is my kids, you know, just them.
Another 10.
Wait.
You got 10 and another 10
Okay.
for me.
All right.
But my kids, just them being able to, same thing, fend for themselves, especially my daughter, you know, and she's 24 now, you know, and so I really want her to flourish. You know, she's smart, you know, she's good at what she does, but, you know, I don't even want to say it out here on the camera and stuff, but you know what I mean? She dating a guy, you know, and I don't know if this the guy or not. You know, it's certainly not my pick.
Yeah.
And I certainly know.
He said it.
Yeah, I
It's
certainly
not his pick.
No. I'm saying it's not my choice to select who she wants to be.
She gets to pick who she wants.
Let me say.
Yeah, clean that up,
Yeah,
son.
let me say that he's not my pick. I'm not saying that. You know, that's completely up to her.
Can't pick anyone.
And I also have to look at me and some of the people I dated along the way that I really shouldn't have probably, you know, been hanging with the,
I know one.
15. Ball game.
you know, hanging with
but you
certain
are in the
people.
last
But
house.
you know what I really wanted to do is flourish,
I just
man,
want
and
to
you know, and like be successful and be able to support herself and you know take off from there. So those are the kind of things that's just been constantly on my mind, you know, that I pray about all the time. It's really just deep.
So you know what? Before you go, what I'm hearing, everything everybody said ain't been about self. It's been about
Others.
others.
Yeah.
That's a growth and maturity. We got some gray hair around
Well,
this table.
I think that's a man thing too.
Yeah.
That's a real man
That's a
thing.
mature man thing.
Because these youngsters nowadays,
They don't think like
they're very selfish because society has allowed them to do that. We were never allowed to have that. It was always
Yeah.
about the family or about who you're taking care of. Okay, and all of us are responsible. We've always been responsible for the most part. I mean, none of us are, you know, just. Well, we are filthy rags, but none of us are, you know, bad guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the one thing that I leave my daughters with all the time. I never want my daughters to lose respect for me because they've got to pick a mate one day. And if I'm that filthy rag that they don't like, don't respect, what you think they're gonna do? Pick someone to emulate, right? What they used to. So that's been one of my greatest trials, but also one of my greatest fears is to never ever have my daughters lose respect for me.
That's real spit.
That's important to me.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna be daddy. You may not like what I say. Stop listening to how I say. Listen to what I say.
Yeah.
What happened when Superman dies?
Huh? Come on now.
You gonna play it? What you gonna do?
So,
Just play, man.
Dan, come on, bring it on, man. What you centered on? What you chewing on?
Well, the first thing I'm centered on is this is the longest domino game in history, but I just had to point that out. But you know what? So it's been a kind of like everybody said. It's been a reflective year. You know, my daughter going off to school, the growth. That's 10 for you. Okay. Her growth. Also, Johnny's in the third house, but also a chance to really, meet my wife again, to spend time doing things that we haven't done, going to concerts, going on vacations. And then Johnny pointed out, this has also been a year of loss, losing people, people being ill in my family that have never been ill, that have been the rock. And so, just the thought of, have I spent enough time with those people? Do those people really know how I feel and care about them? And I think the last part is just being able to enjoy the time that we spend as Big Six. I may not call each of you at different times when I need something, but there have been times when I've reached out to talk to people and talk through some things that have felt life-changing. Maybe it wasn't, but what I really respect is the friendships that we have in this room.
Absolutely.
So, Rob, what about you?
And I'm in a mode of being retrospective, man, of just life situations, and really trying to come to grasp on, where am I at in this thing called life. I have a spirit that I inevitably want to help as many as I can. But I look back of it and I go back to, man, just, hearing different sermons and things of that nature. One prominent preacher here, man, was, he spoke a word that if we look back over the history of time, that this ain't the first plague or illness that has gone on in the world. That, God, if you go back here, come here, Pharaoh, the plague of the frogs, you know what I mean? And he was able to sustain us. But one of the things is that what is this situation we call COVID intended to teach us, intended to teach me? And, I'm trying to really gather around what is the life lesson, to get out of this, that, we go through things and sometimes we repeat it. A lot of the things we go through are self-inflicted. And so as being a part of being self-inflicted, what is it really out of this situation, circumstance that I can take away from it and go through? And I think the thing for me too is that as we sit here in Big Six, we trying to improve things are going about, and we stated initially that this don't have to be about one view. This don't have to be about 100,000 views. This is about some brothers in a room sitting around here, 6 different views, and they're important because they were life experiences. And if we don't do nothing here but encourage each other, just say, bro, you can make it.
Enough has been done.
Enough has been done as we go through. So, I look forward to this opportunity. I think the support cast that we have here to try to take it to the next level, man. So that's for me, because I think there's something that can be said in these podcasts that will be therapeutic, that might give somebody the hope that just fight on a little longer, because if you can make it, I can make it too.
So one request of the viewer, if you wouldn't mind, just put in a comment one thing that you've taken away. That would be great feedback for us.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
With that, we're going to wrap this up. And hey, it's been real, baby. We'll come back at you next time. Thank you very much.
All right, peace.
All right, peace.